In the world of biohacking, every week brings a new trend, but some trends actually have serious science behind them. Today we're discussing something that's flying under the radar, yet it's backed by cutting-edge research and growing rapidly in the longevity community. They're called sublingual peptides, tiny molecules, powerful effects, and a delivery method that's changing how we think about supplements. But what exactly are they? Do they actually work, and are they safe? Let's dive in. First, what is a peptide? Think of peptides as mini proteins. They're short chains of amino acids, between 2 to 50, that act like messengers in your body. They tell cells what to do, whether it's repairing tissue, boosting hormones, fighting inflammation, or even switching on genes linked to longevity. Over 7,000 natural peptides have been identified in the human body, and scientists are only beginning to understand how powerful they can be when used therapeutically. Why sublingual delivery? Let's talk about the science. Swallowing a pill seems easy, but when it comes to peptides, the digestive system is not your friend. The reason? Our gastrointestinal GI tract is full of enzymes, specifically proteolytic enzymes, that are designed to break down proteins and peptides. So when you take peptides orally, most of them are destroyed before they even get a chance to work. It's like sending a message through a shredder. For instance, peptides like insulin, BPC-157, and thymosin beta-4 have been studied and shown to have very low oral bioavailability, primarily because they are broken down by these enzymes before they can be absorbed. A 2006 study by Morishita and Peppas, published in Drug Discovery Today, confirms this problem clearly. Oral delivery of peptides is largely ineffective because of enzymatic degradation. Now here's where sublingual delivery changes the game. When you place a peptide under your tongue, it doesn't go through your stomach at all. Instead, it absorbs directly into the bloodstream through the sublingual mucosa, the thin layer of tissue filled with blood vessels right under your tongue. And because it skips the stomach, it also avoids something called first-pass metabolism. Let me explain that. Normally, anything you swallow has to pass through your liver before it enters the rest of your body. That process, called first-pass hepatic metabolism, can break down or deactivate many compounds, including peptides. So even if a peptide survives your stomach acid, it might still get rendered useless in your liver. But sublingual absorption bypasses all of that. Instead of going through the digestive system and liver, the peptide gets a straight shot into your bloodstream, leading to much higher bioavailability and faster results. This method is especially useful for smaller peptides, which can easily pass through the sublingual tissue. There's solid research to back this up too. A 1998 review by Shojae in the Journal of Pharmacy and Pharmaceutical Sciences explains how the buccal and sublingual mucosa are excellent routes for delivering drugs systemically, particularly when you're trying to avoid enzymatic degradation in liver metabolism. So the science is clear. If you want peptides to actually reach your bloodstream intact and active, under the tongue is the smarter route. Popular sublingual peptides in the biohacking world. In the biohacking and longevity community, sublingual peptides are becoming the go-to method for boosting health, performance, and aging gracefully. Let's explore some of the most talked about peptides being used in sublingual form and why they're gaining so much attention. Number 1. BPC-157, the healing peptide. Let's start with BPC-157, often referred to as the Wolverine peptide because of its impressive healing properties. Originally discovered in the stomach lining, this peptide is known for helping with tissue repair, muscle recovery, and gut healing. What's really interesting is that while BPC-157 has shown some oral activity in animal studies, researchers believe that sublingual delivery may offer faster and more effective absorption in humans. When taken under the tongue, it skips the digestive breakdown and enters the bloodstream more efficiently. Mechanistically, BPC-157 works by promoting the growth of new blood vessels, a process called angiogenesis, and regulating nitric oxide pathways, which are crucial for inflammation and circulation. A 2018 review by Sikuric and colleagues published in Current Pharmaceutical Design highlights BPC-157's powerful role in wound healing, inflammation control, and vascular protection. Number 2, Thymosin Alpha 1, the immune booster. Next up is Thymosin Alpha 1, often shortened to TA1. This peptide is a potent immune modulator and has shown promise in fighting viral infections and even supporting cancer therapies. It's a 28 amino acid peptide, and one of its biggest advantages is its ability to boost T-cell function, the very cells that act as your body's frontline defense against illness. Now, why take it sublingually? Because, like other peptides, swallowing it doesn't work well. It just gets broken down in the gut. But under the tongue, it can be absorbed more directly into circulation, giving you faster and more efficient immune support. In fact, TA1 is already used clinically in some parts of the world. For example, it's sold under the brand name Digestion in certain countries to treat hepatitis B and C and to support cancer immunotherapy. A 2007 study by Garassi and colleagues in Expert Opinion on Biological Therapy explored its ability to regulate immune responses in both viral infections and cancer cases. Number 3, Epitalon, the anti-aging molecule. If you've heard about peptides and longevity, you've probably come across Epitalon, also called epithalamine. This one is fascinating because it appears to impact aging on a cellular level. Epitalon is believed to stimulate the pineal gland, which then increases the production of melatonin, the hormone that regulates sleep and circadian rhythm. But that's not all. Some research shows that Epitalon may also activate telomerase, the enzyme responsible for maintaining telomeres, those protective caps on your chromosomes. Since short telomeres are linked to aging and chronic disease, this peptide is often explored as a potential longevity tool. Taking Epitalon sublingually enhances its effectiveness by allowing quicker entry into the bloodstream and faster impact on sleep, hormone balance, and cellular aging. A key study by Kavinson and Anisimov, published in Biogerontology, showed how Epitalon could increase lifespan in animal models and positively affect biological markers of aging. Number 4, Selank, the brain booster. Last but not least is Selank, a nootropic peptide that's gaining popularity for its anti-anxiety and cognitive-enhancing effects. Selank is a synthetic version of a natural immune molecule called tufsin, but it's been modified to influence the GABA system in the brain, the same system targeted by many anti-anxiety medications. So how does Selank work? It helps regulate your brain's balance of excitatory and calming signals, promoting a state of calm focus without drowsiness. That's why users say Selank helps with anxiety, stress, focus, and even mood stability. Sublingual delivery makes a big difference here. Since Selank is meant to work in the brain, absorbing it quickly through the sublingual mucosa gives it faster access to the central nervous system than if it were swallowed. A 2016 study published in Acta Naturae by Andreeva and colleagues found that Selank has clear anxiolytic anti-anxiety effects through its action on GABA receptors without the sedating side effects of many pharmaceuticals. Why sublingual peptides are so popular. The key advantages. One of the biggest reasons sublingual peptides are gaining traction is because of their high bioavailability. In simple terms, that means a greater portion of the active peptide actually makes it into your bloodstream, where it can start doing its job. Unlike oral supplements that get broken down in the gut or filtered by the liver, sublingual peptides bypass all of that and head straight into circulation. Another huge plus, speed. Since these peptides are absorbed directly into the blood vessels under your tongue, the effects often kick in much faster, sometimes within 15 to 30 minutes. Whether you're using them for energy, focus, or recovery, that rapid onset can make a noticeable difference. And let's not forget the convenience factor. Sublingual delivery is non-invasive, meaning you don't need to deal with injections or complicated procedures. It's a simple, stress-free method that anyone can manage. No syringes, no pain, just a few drops or a dissolvable tablet under the tongue. Because of that ease of use, it also leads to better long-term consistency. When something is this easy to use daily, people are much more likely to stick with it. And that's crucial when you're using peptides for ongoing goals like healing, hormone support, or anti-aging. Challenges and limitations of sublingual peptides. While sublingual peptide delivery offers several advantages, it also presents certain scientific and practical challenges that researchers and biohackers must consider. One major concern is stability in saliva. The human mouth contains various enzymes, particularly salivary peptidases, that can degrade peptides before they are absorbed. This enzymatic degradation can reduce the effectiveness of the treatment. To counter this, formulation scientists often incorporate stabilizers and buffering agents into sublingual products to improve peptide resilience and preserve bioactivity until absorption. Another limitation involves the molecular size of the peptides. The sublingual mucosa is selectively permeable and tends to favor smaller molecules. For effective absorption, peptides typically need to be under 5 kilodaltons, kDa, in molecular weight. Larger peptides struggle to penetrate the mucosal membranes effectively, making them less ideal candidates for sublingual delivery. A foundational study by Shojae, 2000, published in the European Journal of Pharmaceutics and Biopharmaceutics, highlights how factors such as molecular size and enzymatic resistance greatly influence buccal and sublingual absorption rates. A third limitation is regulatory oversight. Many sublingual peptides currently available on the market are not approved by the FDA for over-the-counter or unsupervised use. In the United States and many other countries, these compounds are often sold under the label of research use only, which creates legal ambiguity and increases the risk of misuse. This regulatory gray area poses ethical and medical challenges, especially when users self-administer without professional supervision. The role of biohackers and longevity enthusiasts. Despite ongoing challenges, the use of sublingual peptides is quickly gaining traction among biohackers, longevity enthusiasts, and wellness-focused communities. Many are exploring these compounds for a variety of goals, from cognitive enhancement using nootropic peptides like Cmax and Selenk to immune modulation through Thymosin Alpha 1. Others focus on muscle repair with BPC 157, anti-aging support via Epitalon, and improved sleep using DSIP, Delta Sleep-Inducing Peptide. Online spaces like Reddit's r/biohackers, along with influencers such as Ben Greenfield and Dave Asprey, have helped popularize sublingual peptides through shared protocols and personal experiments. While these anecdotal reports offer intriguing insights, they are not a substitute for rigorous peer-reviewed research. They can spark curiosity and guide future studies, but scientific validation remains essential. The future of sublingual peptide therapeutics. Recognizing both the promise and the limitations of sublingual peptides, the pharmaceutical and biotech industries are investing in advanced delivery systems to improve outcomes. These innovations aim to overcome the natural barriers posed by oral and mucosal environments. Some of the most promising emerging technologies include nanoemulsions and liposomes. These microscopic delivery vehicles can encapsulate peptides, improving their solubility and membrane permeability. Mucoadhesive gels and thin films. These are applied directly under the tongue, allowing for controlled and sustained peptide release. Peptidomimetics. These are synthetic analogs of natural peptides that resist enzymatic degradation while retaining biological activity. A 2023 study by Srivastava et al., published in Advanced Drug Delivery Reviews, explores these technologies in detail. Titled Buccal Delivery of Peptides, Emerging Technologies, the paper outlines how such innovations are making sublingual and buccal peptide therapies more practical, effective, and clinically relevant. In closing, sublingual peptides offer a promising new frontier in both biohacking and therapeutic science. With their fast-acting, needle-free delivery and potential to enhance everything from brain function to recovery and longevity, they're quickly gaining attention. But the science is still evolving. Until we have more clinical evidence, it's wise to approach them with curiosity, balanced by caution. As innovation and research advance, sublingual peptides could one day reshape modern healthcare and personalized wellness.